Hey family, I hope you can hear me. The stupid vent came on just as I sat down to deliver this message to you. And really, I don't have much to say, but I do have to share with you. I am taking my own advice. What, you say? My advice is for the caregiver to take time for self care. Um, Been going to the pool as usual in the mornings. Today I did not because I went to a play last night. And here in Winston-Salem, it was actually the world premiere of a play called Coconut Cake. And I went because I like to go to the theater, so that was wonderful. I took mom, but I also went to support the writing teacher that I have, and that is something that I have started doing more of is doing writing, and that is therapy for me. So I say that to say, if you have something that you want to do, go ahead and do it because oftentimes in our life we put off things because we're helping someone else. We got the job, we got to raise the family, we have to, whatever. In my estimation, they're excuses. I know that is harsh to say because it was harsh to me because you feel that you have the role that you are in and you want to do it to the mostest. But are we really when we are giving and giving and giving and not refilling our cup? So I really didn't have much to say, but as I'm talking, y'all know I'm going to come up with something. And so the piece here is to find something, even if it's to journal, if you're a journaler, to go out to walk, to be out in nature. And it's been a paradigm shift, a mind shift for me, and a heart opening opportunity. And through this time of just being silent. All the doctor's appointments have sort of reduced, although we have one today and one next week. But the one next week is for the endocrinologist. And I really, really am pleased with this doctor. And part of it is because I spoke up and I had my data, I had my information. I was very prepared to go and talk to her. Mom has the Dexcom 7. Love that. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Because that took a weight off of me in our morning routines of getting up and checking her blood sugar and oh man, I missed the stick or I didn't. So it has just made life so much easier in the morning and given me some time to ease into my day. And so it was interesting because and I only have a little bit of time today because I have an important phone call for mom with the elder law attorney. However, y'all, these insurance companies, that has been, I guess that's why I had to ease up on my morning routine because I had a lot more to do during the day. That's my next tackle on my task list is the insurance companies. Whoa. So I think I shared this with y'all, but you're going to hear it again. We selected the insurance company based on mom's list of meds that she had at the time, which rightly so, right? I want to make sure that this particular company and this union that we're going to go into for a year is going to be good for both parties. It's a win, should be a win-win. And we were with this insurance company 2 years ago when she went in for the supposed COVID. And I learned so much. And there's a lot more to be learned, but um, that advocacy piece. So basically, in a nutshell, we selected the insurance company because of their formulary at the time. And I've yet to, I put a pin in dealing with them because like when do you change your formulary? Because of course it's always subject to change without notice. The people in power can always change things subject to change without notice. But you know what? I just don't feel like paying my bill today. Subject to change without notice. I'm not going to pay my bill. We can't do that. And so, a couple of things. They sent they allowed us to have the first, and it was more so around her insulin. And yeah, both of them were her insulin and eye drops. And so we're going to grant you this first one, but this isn't really on our formulary. You need to go back to your doctor and have your doctor appeal or resubmit and say why. And here's a list of other ones you can try. Well, we just talked about the fact that medications have contraindications and they have sometimes allergic reactions because of what they use in them, yada, 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 yada. Y'all get the picture. So if the doctor, now granted, that's a whole nother wormhole to go down, has selected a particular medication and it is working, and that's again another wormhole to go down with medications, but where we are right now, the regime that she has is working. Took her off that memantine. In listening to a lot of the people in the support group, the hallucinations, I just was not willing to walk down that path. Maybe it would not have happened to her, but I did not want to experience if it did. So we took her off. She sleeps much better. She eats. Her appetite has gone up, up, up. Her cognitive level seems to be stable, and the cough is not there. So she can sleep and rest at night instead of coughing, which kept me up and my husband. So, you know, something as small as that, making note, being observant of the behaviors is key. You become a detective. Y'all know me. I was never one to just take what was given. I'm going to ask some questions. And if you have a problem answering the questions or I'm not really feeling your response, we're going to make a change. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm very happy for that. So I'm going to pat myself on the back. We often don't do that to honor ourselves in our actions. And I'm not taking anything away from doctors, but they are people too. And my mother raised me as even if the president says something that you are not allowing, or a principal, or your boss, your supervisor, whatever, friend, you have the right to tactfully and respectfully approach them and disagree. You can agree to disagree. And so that skill I learned from her, and I am definitely utilizing it for that advocacy. And she would always say, they put their pants on one leg at a time and they eat and they crap just like you. They are no better than you. They're just different. But we have to help them see that sometimes that power goes to the head and we forget that human connection. And so I am stepping into my role on this planet, on this plane, in this lifetime, to be that voice, to help people see that just because that's how it's been done does not mean that's how it needs to continually be done. There's a lot of things in this world that needs some revision, let's just say. So to the insurance company, we are now with all of ours. As a matter of fact, earlier this week after swimming, we have a 24-hour drugstore. And so I went there and I got a new medication. This is the very same medication they said that we weren't going to have. They wanted to put her on all different types and have, you check this out and check this out. And I just went like all in on the rep. And I told her, this is not directed at you, but I know this call is being recorded. And I hope whoever is listening hears the message and hears the energy behind my voice, because we selected you because of the formulary that you presented at the time. Now, I like to have a written one. They don't want to give you that in print. They have not addressed that when I've asked them several times for a printed one. Well, you can go online, you can go on site. Okay, if it weren't for me, my mother is not going to make it to this technology. And many other people, I'm sure your loved ones, depending on what's going on, some of them may, some of them not. But everything is very tech based. I find it challenging sometimes because it takes away that human component. I need to see you eye to eye. I need to feel your energy. You're not just talking to a face in a block or some written words on the paper. So sometimes a phone call, even if it means sitting and waiting for 40 minutes, now they have the I'll call you back feature, but you need to hear my voice and you need to hear what I'm saying. You need to feel what I'm saying. And so instead of getting one pen, because they were dispensing one pen at a time, I got a box of 5, y'all. I was surprised. Like, why is this so heavy? I got a box of 5. Oh, says the insurance company, we're not going to cover it. But now all of a sudden you're granting us what we asked for. Why does it have to be so difficult? But here's how I approached it. Just offering it to you. It took me a little time to get here. Why aren't these staying in my ear today? But I blessed that organization, not in the typical way, blessing them, not blessing them out. I literally sent love to them before I picked up the phone call this time to share with them my perspective. I sent love and I set the intention that I'm going to get what I asked for. And I did. That was powerful for me. I didn't have anger um, in the tone of my voice. I had, it was going to work before I even asked you. It's just a matter of time. And you flip the switches, push the buttons, whatever you need to do on your end. But I need what I need, and I need it now. And so as a result, that opened up so many other things that I guess I'll have to go into the next time. But it led me from my support group to be asked, because they noticed the advocacy, and they asked me to consider stepping into a couple different roles. So I'm still weighing in on that because I don't want to be boxed in. And I said, are you really asking me for my advice, my perspective, my viewpoints? Or do you just want someone to sit on there so you can check that box off that we have somebody from the community to serve in this capacity on our board? So I'm sitting with that and I'm seeing what my body is saying, what my heart is saying. Is that something that I want to do? But all of it started because of me standing up for and really advocating for things that my mom should have. And it's just not my mother, but I'm saying this for all of our loved ones out there, because everybody does not have the personality that I have. And so it's opening up a whole bunch of different opportunities. Let's just say that. There are some things that are changing. I mentioned to you guys the PBS thing that I saw on dementia, and I brought that to my support group, but I know that things are changing. And I actually found out that they are working on some stuff here, I think through the Wake Forest uh, community. So that's good because you don't know what you don't know. And my goal is to help people know. Now, I have taken some time off because I've just been, one, doing some research, two, just taking care of myself when things got a little tight and overwhelming. But three, just you got to take time for yourself and refill your cup. This is the break, the spring break for the school district here. So, I'm tutoring and it has been wonderful. I went to the place and all that, but I just really, the message is that I want you to get from here is, again, take care of yourself, do the things that you love, stay present with your loved ones, even when they want to take you down that road. Yeah. Yeah. Stay present. Stay present. So, and I feel like I just feel so good right now. I feel really just open. I feel just this heart opening right now with some of the work that I'm doing. I've missed y'all. I really have. But you see how all the things are connected in the background, and it is not for us. When I say that, meaning it's not for you pay all this stuff for insurance and caregiving, and when it seems when you need it most, they're not there the way that they have presented themselves to be there. And I have a problem with that. So I think when they are selling their wear, they tell you they're scuba diving. Yeah, we do this and this and this and this. And then when you really need them to count, they're like the snorkeler on the top surface. And I need them to be scuba diving all the time. Ooh, I like that. So I did have an opportunity. I found out there is a neighborhood center for this particular insurance company, and they're starting to put them up around different areas around the country. And so I went in for a neighborhood orientation, and they push you through so quick. They had lots of information, great opportunities, great services. But I just felt like they were just sort of talking at us, and they feed you some food or whatever, which was not very healthy, by the way. I was like, okay. But if this is where people are, this is where you meet them. And so I only ate a portion of the little sandwich that they had. The real questions I wanted to ask, I felt like, again, they snorkeled around it instead of scuba dived. They didn't really ask the question. And I sort of looked back at another person that was in attendance there. And he was like, yeah, like you're asking a legitimate question. And no, they did not answer it. So I'll be going back there at another time when I have some time to participate deeply, because I'm a scuba diver. So when we scuba dive, you notice how much of our lives, how much in this world is snorkels. I like that. I like that concept, not the fact that everything is uh, snorkeling around us. But I think when you start getting into the scuba diving, that people take notice, and they know you've done your homework, and they know that you're serious, and they know that you are not going to back down. It's not that I'm being rude. It's just I'm asking a question and I need you to answer it fully. So, y'all have a great day. The weather is starting to change here. My car has a permanent blanket of yellow hue from all the pollen. It is useless to wash it because it's going to put on that yellow coat again. Kisses to you all, and thank you all. I got a couple of messages that they missed me. They missed the message. I miss y'all too, but it's like I sit down and then it's like something else. Got to do something else. And I just exhaled. So, kisses to you all. More will be forthcoming as the summertime approaches. I should say spring, but enjoy whatever is coming up out of the earth at this moment or blossoming up above from the trees. Enjoy it. Take note. Look to nature. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.